Welcome back. So we have the click event. Let's figure out what that actually does. Now, when I'm clicking this button, depending on what I'm actually clicking right now, so for instance, if I click this guy, the item 1, what will actually happen? Well, I'm sending into something, a function inside the TypeScript field called item tabbed. And I'm sending in something called event. This is a hard-coded Angular specific piece of information that we can use that has all the information about a click event in JavaScript. And then I'm sending in an item, and the item is actually the guy I just clicked right now, right? So that's, again, remember, for each button I'm going to have an item with all this beautiful information, and I'm also going to pass in that item when I click, so I know which item I just clicked. That makes sense. Jumping into the TS file right here, scrolling down, whoops, there's something here called item tabbed. Right now I'm not using the event for anything. We might be able to use that later, but what I am doing is I'm going to on the add item, I'm using the navbar controller to push a list page, a new list page, meaning, how should I put this? So think of it this way. What we're actually doing when I'm clicking this guy, I'm actually on top of the current list page adding another list page, like it would be a layer, right? So we're saying you're on page 1 right now. When I click this guy, I want page 2 to only show the items inside this specific item. When I click that guy, I want to go on page 3, page 4, but I want to be able to go back. So we want to kind of be able to move back again through the pages. So we need to kind of stack them. That's kind of what we're doing right here. We're saying when you click a button, you want to push this to a nav controller with the current list page, meaning we're actually still using the same class, but now we're sending in a specific parameter. Now that parameter is something we need so we can grab the item, the parameter that we just clicked. So right now, the first time we go, there's nothing selected. There's no selected items, so we won't see anything. But as soon as I click this guy, I go to the next level. Now the next level means that I get a back button. Because I have 2 levels now, I'm getting a back button instead of the menu. That makes sense. I have a back button now. So that means that when I click this guy, I'm actually explaining to my system, you tap the item is then being pushed as a new layer on top of what we already have. So we now have page 1 and page 2. Page 2, I'm sending in information about what item I actually clicked. Using that item, I can reconstruct a new page. I can send in and grab the actual item I just clicked, and then I can recreate everything once more. That's why you kind of see exactly 11 again. 10 items again. When I click the next one, you still see 10 items, and it just randomizes every time, but it's actually just the exact same page we're reloading and re-randomizing, right? When I go back, go back, go back, go back, you can actually see the items that I clicked down here. I clicked item 8, I clicked item 5, I clicked item 2, and as I jump back, I can see the items again. Now this, it doesn't have to make perfect sense right now, but think of it this way. I'm just very simply clicking the item, sending in the item I clicked right here, taking that item, passing it into a new list. So now I have 2 list pages, the lower one and the next list page. I'm then sending it with the controller so I know what parameter, what item did I actually send to the next page. I'm creating a new page using the constructor right here for the second page. There I'm going to grab the item that you just sent in to me, and I'm going to pick that as the selected item. Sweet. That's kind of how the navigation works now. So I can click these guys, and automatically, since I have a nav controller, Ionic figures out that it should have a back button or it should be in the root folder, right? So whenever I click these guys, I have a back button, and when I'm done clicking them, I'm back at the root folder. But how does it know to display the navigated item down here? That's the next thing we'll look at. See you in the next lesson.